Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us safely here tonight as we attend to the business of our city and its residents. Please guide us in all of our decisions so that we make wise and informed choices that will work for the good of all. Please keep our hearts and our minds focused on the privilege that it is to be a servant to our community. As we continue welcoming new staff to our first responder departments, I pray for your continued protection over all who choose these professions. Please keep them safe. As we have new people moving into new positions within our city, I pray for a smooth transition so that we may all move forward with peace and cooperation. I pray this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Doug Brown.
Here.
Megan Bryant.
Here.
Larry Bud.
Here.
Steve Dorsones.
Present.
Kathy Driscoll. Here. Jim Olive.
Here.
Crystal Teddy.
Here.
Jeremy Wilson.
Here. All aldermen are present. Oath of office for firefighter Dylan Goldsmith.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of firefighter according to the best of your ability? I will. Congratulations.
There you go. Get that out.
Motion to approve the omnibus vote
So moved.
designated by Alderman Bryant, second Alderman Driscoll. Comments or questions? Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud. Yes. Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. Minutes of the public hearing held January 18, 2022. Minutes of the regular meeting held January 18, 2022. Minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held January 20th, 2022. Minutes of the Public Facilities Committee meeting held January 27th, 2022. And minutes of the Street and Sewer Committee meeting held January 27th, 2022. Motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments on the minutes? Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Motion to accept the resignation of Kellie Hamell, City Treasurer, and reinstatement to the position of Water Office Manager at the previous salary of $43,543.50 plus the 2% union increase. Motion to accept the resignation.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Present.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Motion to approve the appointment of Valerie Miles to the office of City Treasurer.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second Alderman Bryant. Questions or comments? Roll call. You have a comment?
This should be the final piece to getting us back on track. I appreciate Valerie, you taking over that responsibility. You've got a long road ahead of you to get everything going, but there's no doubt in my mind that you can fulfill that.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Oath of office, please.
support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of city treasurer according to the best of your ability.
Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and Christian County Integrated Community Services Incorporated.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Bud, questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll? Yes. Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney? Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes, motion carries 8-1. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of the business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and Gary Sperling and Brenda S. Sperling.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Driscoll, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney?
No.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll? Yes. Mayor Barry?
Yes, motion carries 8-1. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and Southern Ledge LLC and Teresa Wiltsey and Ronald Wiltsey.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call.
Crystal Tenney?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes, motion carries 9-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a business development district number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and SM Capital LLC. Motion by
Motion.
Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Second, Alderman Wilson, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney?
Yes. Mayor
Mayor
Barry
Barry.
votes yes. Motion carries 9-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of an amendment to the Business Development District number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the city of Taylorville and Coker Family Inc. Incorporated, doing business as battery specialists and golf carts.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bud, second. Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Roll call.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes, motion carries 9-0. Motion to authorize and direct the mayor to sign change order number 1 for East Main Cross roadway improvements from Truman L. Flatt and Sons in the increased amount of $5,201.83. Motion by Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Motion to approve participation in the second grant application for the bike trail bridge replacement with the city of Pana at a total cost of $10,000 with $5,000 application cost for each city. Motion by Alderman Driscoll, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud?
Yes.
Steve Dorsones? Kathy Driscoll?
Yes.
Jim Mullins?
Yes.
Crystal Tenney?
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson?
Yes.
Doug Brown?
Yes.
Megan Bryant?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Motion to approve the payment for municipal building roof replacement professional service to Graham and Hyde Architects Incorporated in the amount of $12,787.59. Motion by Alderman Olive, second. Alderman Bud, questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones?
Yes.
Did you say
Yes.
yes? I'm sorry. Thank Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yeah.
Driscoll Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. City Attorney update, Mr. Romano.
Mr. Mayor, there's a number of things I want to briefly comment on. I've been keeping you folks, I believe, up to date by attorney-client emails concerning the renewable energy evolution project or proposed project at the water treatment plant. I have received some more documents recently from them for me to review, and I know Mr. Spiegel's on vacation this week, but I'm going to visit with him and the mayor again before we respond on that one. I believe at the ordinance committee, your next ordinance committee meeting, I think you're going to be taking up the topic of whether or not the city wants to adopt an ordinance and some regulations concerning cannabis licensing for dispensary facilities within the city. That's going to be, I think, up in your discussions ordinance committee, as well as a proposed VFW lease of a portion of the attic portion of the Gagny building. I think that's going to be on your agenda. I have not heard anything back. I've been keeping you up to date, I think, on the emails concerning the GSI solar energy facility and the procedures that I believe must be followed to accommodate that request. And I haven't heard anything back from Mr. Goodall yet, or what the status of that is. But as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. You might have received some comments from some of your constituents. I know the mayor. There has been a couple of liquor license issues that we had to deal with. As you may or as you probably know, liquor licenses are not property. They do not belong to the licensee. They are simply a privilege by state statute and by your ordinance. So when a particular establishment wants to sell their business, they can't sell the license. And we had a couple of issues surface with that. The mayor has taken care of that. We had to have new licenses issued, and fees were appropriately paid. So if you hear anything about that, that's why that happens that way. Also, I received a call today from an attorney dating a farmer in the area in Christian County that been approached by Heartland Greenway and in association with Tenasca. They're wanting to put in some kind of a CO2 disposable project where they want to inject wells and go down about a mile. What little I know about it thus far, but the question posed to me is whether or not that would have any effect or damage upon the city's aquifer. I briefly had a discussion with Dave Spiegel, who's on vacation this afternoon, talked to the mayor, and I think when he gets back on vacation, we're going to talk about that some more, so whether or not that is a risk, and if it is, if there's anything the city can or would want to do to concerning that project. I understand the mayor has attended a couple of meetings on the thing, so it's just starting the process going forward. And then finally, the hearing on the lawsuit against one of the lawsuits against the city that was scheduled for last Thursday was obviously canceled because the courthouse was closed. That hearing date has been rescheduled, I believe, to March 22nd at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There will be a hearing next week on about 14 of the cases we think that are against the city, so I'll be keeping you up to date on that. Any questions of any of those topics that I've mentioned to you folks? If not, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Rocky. Mayoral update. I want to congratulate firefighter Dylan Goldsmith on being sworn in as our newest firefighter. Congratulations to Valerie Miles on being sworn in as the new city treasurer. I want to thank Kellie Hamell for taking on the dual role of city treasurer and water office manager. I really appreciate all that you do for us, Kellie. At this time, I'd like to thank the many workers who helped with the snow removal, the street department, water department, cemetery, and the lake department. Thank you for a job well done. Today, I met with the new economic development director, former Mayor Dick Adams. I look forward to working closely with him on economic development. Thank you. Committee reports. Discussion and/or motion to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and/or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part the matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Finance Committee. Alderman Dorchenez.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to recommend to the city council to accept the treasurer's report as presented. Make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorsones, second.
Second.
Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Public facilities, Alderman Olive.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Have a motion to recommend to the city council to approve the purchase of a 16 by 16 air curtain from Granger at a cost not to exceed $2,400. Put that in the form of a motion
Motion
with
by
a
Alderman
comment.
Olive, second.
Second.
Second, Alderman Bryant, comment, Alderman Olive.
This here is for a heating and cooling, out the gang building. When we purchased that building first got, we took part of the wall out. And rather than, so we could drive through to get the back portion. Trying to heat that is almost impossible, so this air curtain will give us the ability to drive back and forth between the two, but still just heat the front section. The question was also proposed, if it's going to be at prevailing wage, this will be installed by city employees. Not talked to Mike and got his permission and everybody, so there'll be no other cost other than the purchasing price.
All right, thank you. Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next motion is to recommend the city council to approve the replacement of levers on the 3 aluminum doors in the municipal building, the police department entrance, by Gardner L&M Glass Inc. at a cost not to exceed $297.50. Put that in form of a motion, please.
Motion by Alderman Olive, second. Alderman Driscoll, questions or comments? Roll call.
Chris Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yep.
Motion carries 8-0. Street and sewer, Alderman Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion to recommend that the city council approve the bid advertisement for Illini Drive project. Put that in form of
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
next one is motion to recommend that the city council approve the installation of 4 radios by Craig Antenna Service in the new trucks for the street sewer department at a cost not to exceed $2,420.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Skoltedi, questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Chris Teddy.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Next one is motion to recommend that the city council approve the purchase of a new Ingersoll 7.5 horsepower, 80 gallon, 25 CFM, 175 PSI, 230 V1 pH air compressor with a free impact wrench for a cost not to exceed $3,200 from Napa Auto Parts.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Driscoll, comment. Alderman Olive.
I have, Jeremy, I had that down as a 10 horsepower, 120 gallon, 35 CFM, 3390 with a free impact. That's what, and I think I proposed that. Where are we? Wasn't that right, Mike?
Because if I remember correctly, Mr. Olive, that was the bigger one of those two that Napa bid on, had a bid
Yeah.
for, right?
Yeah, that,
I believe that's correct.
three
Same
phase.
price? Is that, what's the 3200, is that the price of the bigger ones? Or the less ones?
3390.
Yeah, 3390, yeah, okay.
3200 was the
Yes.
smaller one. And it's a single phase, and we got, 3-phase power.
Right.
I'd like to amend my motion to,
Highlight one.
purchase the
You gotta read it again.
Ingersoll 12.5 horsepower, 120 gallon, 35 CFM, 175 PSI, 230 volt, 3 pH, with a free impact for a cost not to exceed $3,390.
Amended motion by Alderman Wilson, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant,
Okay.
comments or questions? Roll call.
Doug Brown,
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullin.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0.
Motion to recommend that the city council approve the replacement of the overhead door at the street and sewer department at a cost not to exceed $4,500 for Midwest Garage Door Company.
Well,
Make that a formal motion.
motion by Alderman Wilson, second. Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll
I have a
call.
comment, Mr. Mayor.
Comment?
I believe that this particular purchase would require prevailing wages, and speaking briefly with Mr. Mann before the meeting, I believe he believes that the contract says it is prevailing wages, so that needs to be, make sure that happens. This is not going to be installed by city employees, I'm told, so prevailing wage would be required.
Okay. Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullin.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes. Motion carries 8-0. Motion to approve and/or ratify payment of bills $467,889.67. Motion by Alderman Dorsones, second. Alderman Bud, comment. Alderman Bud?
Just to give you a little on it, I went through the bills this afternoon. Health insurance was $99,781.97. Public risk workers' comping was $34,623, and Chubb, which is the vehicles and property, 3 of 4 is $27,760. Each totaled $162,164.97. Also went through the bill with Altorfer on the backhoe, which is an older unit. To get it back up, most of it was on the cylinders, was $29,237.21. This is year 11 of 15 for the sales tax free abatement with the new building was $11,029.38, and these total right here to $202,431.56.
Thank you. Roll call.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullin.
Yes.
Crystal Teddy.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. First subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matter concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comment. Thank you. Anyone like to address the council? Seeing none?
I would like to say one thing this afternoon while I was going through the bills. Mike was down here and Jim was down here. I called Rush Truck Centers, and the 2 tandems for the street department were built Friday and finished on Saturday. They're going through a final inspection this week. They hope to, if they can get a transporter next week, to get them to Woody's, which will install all the equipment.
Thank you. Motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Skoltedi. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We
Aye.
are now adjourned at 7:10.